Good morning, beautiful people. How are you today? Today, I wanted to talk about the energy of today's Aries full moon. And so I know that I did a video a couple of days ago about how intense the energy this week was going to be. And a lot of you might already be feeling it. I've noticed a lot of posts and people reaching out and commenting on some of the things that I've been sharing. And I just wanted to do another video in regards to this intense triggering energy. So Aries is a fire sign, and it is very like go energy. And it is also the very first zodiac sign, and it's the I am of the zodiac. So this is very much going to be about like how you're feeling, how things are affecting you. You might notice that people around you are being very triggered and, like you're suffering as a result of that. The signs that are going to be feeling this the most are the cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Now, that being said, I have an Aries moon. That is what my moon sign is Aries. And I am a Libra rising. And so I have two cardinal signs as my main signs. And I've actually been feeling pretty calm with this energy. And I think that is because last week I was having a conversation with somebody that I care very deeply for. And during that conversation, he really showed me some things about myself that I don't think I really wanted to see. And I was grieving some things last week that really helped prepare me, I think, for this energy this week. Like there's a lot going on with like the sun and the moon are squaring Pluto. I can't remember exactly. I'm really sorry that I didn't write anything down. But like when things are happening with Pluto and when there's a square is a very uncomfortable energy. And with Pluto, it's all about karma, but it's also about the shadow self. Not exactly about karma, but I know that there's stuff with karma going on at this time too, but it's about like the shadow self, like the hidden, like the underneath. And so what are the things that we don't like about ourselves that are actually being revealed to us at this time? And I've really been taking that in and asking myself if this is who I want to be now or going forward. And when I had this conversation, it was not only in regards to this person, but I realized my own pattern with this with other relationships or other people throughout my life, where I get very scared when it comes to love and I push people away. I get really rigid and closed off, and then I'm not in my feminine energy. I want to talk about the feminine energy and how that is. Like I'm noticing more like through this conversation, as well as I had a friend come visit me this weekend. And this friend of mine that I've known for like 20 years, he is so caring and so generous and always does very, very nice things for me. And I am so grateful for my friendship with him because he does things for me with absolutely no expectation. There is no expectations of me. It is not for anything in return. It is just because he loves doing acts of service for people. It's not just me that he treats like this. It's pretty much anyone in his life. And I am very fortunate because like he will help me out and do things for my house. And this weekend he came down and he painted the trim on my townhouse, as well as some other unexpected things that I wasn't expecting, like preparing my vehicle for the winter and putting some lights along my walkway, which is something that I've wanted for a really long time, but didn't know how to do. And it was very nice to be in my feminine energy to receive and allow somebody to do something for me. And what I notice about myself is that when it's my friend that I know that wants absolutely nothing in return, it's very safe and comfortable for me to be in that energy. But when it's somebody that I love, it's very hard for me to ask them for things. It's very hard for me to let them in or let them do things without expecting or thinking that they expect something in return. And I know that that's my own assumption. And so I'm sharing this story with you to ask you so that you can ask yourselves where you're showing up in your own energy. Like, are you being in your divine feminine? Are you being in your divine masculine if you're a man? And we all carry both energies. There's got to be a polarity. Like, we all have the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And what are you the most comfortable in? And are you allowing yourself to receive, or are you allowing yourself to give to those that you want to give to? And this is just, I've been really practicing gratitude a lot. And this weekend just really made me feel so grateful about a lot of that, which I think helped carry me into this week, because I was aware, like, I'm going to be aware of this energy might be intense and difficult to deal with. And so I'm just going to see what comes up for me to view, and to ask myself what I need to do with this. Also, yesterday I happened to be watching YouTube, and sometimes I just let it play after, like, I like to listen to Aaron Dottie, and after a video, like, another video will play, and a video by Lewis Howes actually came on. And if you don't know who he is, he's another very motivational person. He has people like Gabby Bernstein and Brene Brown on his channel, and just a lot of, like, really awesome influencers. And yesterday he had a woman on who I'd never heard of before. Her name was Mel Robbins, and she wrote a book called The High Five Habit. And it's this habit that you form by giving yourself high fives in the mirror. And I thought this was kind of cool, because I like to do shadow work, and I tell people about shadow work all the time. I wrote my shadow work workbook, and in there I have mirror exercises, because I think that they're very important and they're very healing. And she talks about how we have a tendency to encourage other people and like, cheer them on and high five them and show support, but that we don't do that for ourselves. We tend to do it for our friends and for little kids, but, like, where are we high fiving ourselves? And she was talking about manifestation and how people manifest and how different it is. Like, she talks about how people will make vision boards. And I found this very ironic that she talked about this, because, like, years ago I used to make vision boards, but I haven't for years. Like, I found that more motivating for me was writing out lists that I can accomplish per year. And that, there's some big ones on there that I might not get to this year, but it encourages me to get there, and I see the bigger picture, right? But then there's these littler ones that help me to get to that bigger one. And what's funny is she brought this up, and she actually, like, used a marathon as an example, and was talking about, like, when you run a marathon, how you train for it, and how you have to even expect the hard things, like a shoelace breaking, like, mile 10, or how your gas tank runs out, like, around mile 13, and like, you start to form blisters, and all these things start to happen that make you want to give up. But then you have all these people usually there who are cheering you on and high-fiving you and encouraging you to keep going. And she started to talk about the high five habit, about encouraging yourself and starting to make it a habit, like, in the morning, where when you brush your teeth and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you high five yourself, and just, like, tell yourself, like, some great things that you've accomplished so far, and to keep going towards those bigger things. And I thought this was a really awesome thing. So yesterday I did it, and today I did it. And I'm one of those people, like, I love doing stuff like this, so I don't feel dumb at all doing it. Like, I'll high five myself right now in this camera. Like, I am very much about, like, that positive energy and that positive enforcement and encouragement of myself, because I do need to be reminded that I'm not who I used to be, and I'm not where I used to be. And so do you. And so during this week, with this harsh energy and this triggering energy, make sure that you're not only, like, taking time to reflect on what needs to be reflected and released, because, full moons are all about illuminating what needs to be seen, like the truth, right? And then it helps us to release what no longer serves us, whether that's habits, people, situations, places. Like, it's all different for every situation. Every person is going to be different. And so keep that in mind when moving forward. I made myself some cacao this morning in my love cup. I'm loving it. It's so good. And, I'm going to do a ritual. The full moon this morning will peak at 9:56 a.m. here in Minnesota. So check your local times if you don't live, in Central Time. And I will be doing a burning. It is raining here, but I will still follow through with my ritual, whether I have to burn it inside or what. But, you know, usually I don't. I usually will open the door and just like, you know, do it right outside. But I encourage you all to write out like what you need to be, what you want to release from your life. I personally wrote a letter to myself. I wrote a letter to myself, forgiving myself for being the version that I'm seeing, and with that, moving forward and responding in a different way. And so through that forgiveness, like I'm acknowledging it, I'm forgiving myself. I don't want to hold on to that, and so therefore I'm going to release it to the universe to be released from my life. And I feel really good about that. And so I want to wish you all well and try to turn that triggering energy into passion and into love if you can. And just know that this will pass, and that whatever is happening for you and not to you. That helps us take ourselves out of that victim mentality and put us more into a healing. I might not see the bigger result right now. I might not see the big picture right now, but down the road I will. And that's all I need to know for in this moment. Okay? So I'm sending you all a lot of love, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day.